Ryan Dunn. On June 20th, 2011, stunt performer Ryan Dunn, famous for the television show Jackass, was killed in a horrific crash in West Goshen Township, Pennsylvania. He was driving a Porsche 911 GT3 at over 130 miles per hour with his passenger Zachary Hartwell. Around 3:30 a.m., Dunn lost control. The car left the road, hit a guardrail, and slammed into a tree. The violent crash tore the car apart, and it immediately caught fire. The autopsy revealed both men were still alive briefly after impact. Their bodies showed major blunt force injuries and thermal burns. Witnesses saw a massive fireball. First responders could not reach them because of the flames. Both men died trapped inside the burning car. Paul Walker. On November 30th, 2013, Paul Walker, the 40-year-old actor best known for his role in the Fast and Furious films, tragically died in Santa Clarita, California. After attending a charity event, he stepped into a red Porsche Carrera GT driven by his friend Roger Rouse. The rare car was known for being extremely difficult to control. Around 3:30 p.m., the Porsche lost control at over 90 miles per hour. It struck a curb, then a tree, and finally a lamppost before bursting into flames. Walker survived the initial impact, but was trapped inside. He was conscious as the fire spread. The autopsy confirmed that he inhaled smoke, proving he was alive when the fire began. Unable to escape because of his seatbelt, he died from trauma and burns, while witnesses and rescuers watched helplessly. Dale Earnhardt Sr.
On February 18, 2001, during the final lap of the Daytona 500, legendary NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Sr. was killed in a crash, driving his famous black No. 3 Chevrolet. His car made contact with another vehicle and slammed head-on into a concrete wall at nearly 155 miles per hour.
At first, the crash did not look fatal. But inside, Earnhardt suffered a basal skull fracture, one of the most catastrophic racing injuries. Experts explained that he may have remained conscious for a few seconds, struggling to breathe, before his body shut down. Rescuers reached him quickly, but he was unresponsive. At 5:16 p.m., he was pronounced dead. His death shocked millions of fans worldwide and led directly to major safety reforms in NASCAR. Princess Diana. On August 31st, 1997, Princess Diana left the Ritz Hotel in Paris with Dodi Al-Fayed. They entered a black Mercedes-Benz S280. Driven by Henry Paul, paparazzi followed closely as the car entered the Ponte de Lama tunnel at high speed. The car crashed violently into a concrete pillar. Dodi and Henry Paul died instantly. Diana survived the impact. Rescuers found her alive and conscious. She asked, "Oh my God, what has happened?" Her injuries were catastrophic, but not immediately fatal. She was placed on a stretcher and taken to an ambulance. Medics worked frantically as she slipped in and out of consciousness. At 4:00 a.m., she went into cardiac arrest. Doctors tried emergency surgery, but the internal bleeding was too severe. At 4:53 a.m., Princess Diana was declared dead. News of her death shocked the entire world. Millions mourned her as a symbol of compassion and humanity. Roger Williamson. On July 29, 1973, during the Dutch Grand Prix, 25-year-old driver Roger Williamson suffered a tire failure at high speed. His car hit the barriers, flipped over, and landed upside down. Fuel leaked and caught fire. Williamson survived the impact and was still alive, but he was trapped inside the burning cockpit. Fellow driver David Purley stopped his own car and ran to help. He tried to push the car upright, but it was too heavy. Flames spread quickly. Purley shouted for help, but track marshals lacked protective gear and hesitated to approach. Williamson screamed from inside as smoke and fire surrounded him. Purley used a fire extinguisher, but it was not enough. After several minutes, the flames consumed the car. The screams stopped. Roger Williamson died, trapped and helpless, while millions watched live on television. His death exposed serious safety failures in Formula One racing. German Autobahn crash. In the early 1980s, police in Germany investigated one of the most gruesome crashes on the Autobahn. Porsche 928 traveling at extreme speed lost control and struck a guardrail with incredible force. The crash was so violent that the car was torn apart. The driver was literally cut in half. His upper body remained strapped to the seat, while his lower body was thrown several meters away. First responders described the scene as one of the most disturbing accidents they had ever seen. The driver died instantly, a brutal reminder of the deadly power of high-speed crashes. Paul Walker's co-star. Roger Rodas, 2013. On November 30th, 2013, Roger Rodas, Paul Walker's friend and race car driver, tragically died in the same red Porsche Carrera GT crash. Rodas was driving at extremely high speed in Santa Clarita, California. The car lost control, hitting a curb, then a tree, and finally a lamppost before bursting into flames. Rodas died instantly from the impact and fire. His death shocked fans around the world. The accident highlighted the extreme dangers of high-performance cars, even for professional drivers. James Dean 1955. On September 30th, 1955, iconic actor James Dean died in a car crash near Colony, California. Driving his Porsche 550 Spider, nicknamed Little Bastard, Dean collided with another car at an intersection. The impact was catastrophic, breaking bones and causing massive trauma. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Dean's untimely death at age 24 made him a symbol of youthful recklessness and immortalized him as a cultural icon. His car crash became one of the most famous celebrity deaths in history. Ayrton Senna, 1994. On May 1st, 1994, Formula One legend Ayrton Senna died during the San Marino Grand Prix at Imola, Italy. His Williams F1 car went off track at high speed and hit a concrete wall. Senna was still alive after the initial impact, but a piece of the car struck his head. He suffered massive head trauma and was pronounced dead at the hospital. Millions of fans mourned the loss of one of the greatest racing drivers ever. His death led to significant safety reforms in Formula One racing. Paul Walker's friend, Zachary Hartwell, 2011. On June 20th, 2011. Zachary Hartwell, passenger of Ryan Dunn's Porsche 911 GT3, died in West Goshen Township, Pennsylvania. The car lost control at over 130 miles per hour, leaving the road, hitting a guardrail, and slamming into a tree. Hartwell suffered massive trauma and was alive briefly before the car caught fire. He died trapped inside, along with Ryan Dunn. The crash served as a tragic reminder of the dangers of excessive speed and reckless driving. Paul Walker, charity event friend, Roger Rodas. On November 30th, 2013. Roger Rodas, Paul Walker's friend and professional race car driver, tragically died in the same red Porsche Carrera GT crash. He was driving at high speed in Santa Clarita, California. The car lost control, struck a curb, then a tree, and finally a lamppost. It caught fire instantly. Rodas died instantly from the impact and flames. The accident shocked fans worldwide. Jane Mansfield 1967. On June 29, 1967, Hollywood actress Jane Mansfield died in a car crash in Louisiana. She was traveling in a 1966 Buick station wagon with her companion and 3 children. Another vehicle collided with them, causing the car to overturn multiple times. Mansfield was ejected from the vehicle and suffered fatal injuries. Her death highlighted the dangers of seatbelts not being properly used at that time. Vic Morrow, 1982. On July 23, 1982, actor Vic Morrow tragically died during the filming of Twilight Zone, the movie in California. A helicopter crashed near the set, hitting Morrow and 2 child actors. The impact caused massive trauma, and Morrow died instantly. This incident led to stricter safety regulations in the film industry, particularly regarding stunts and working with children on sets. Princess Diana, bodyguard incident alternative story. On the same night of Princess Diana's crash, one of her bodyguards, Trevor Rees-Jones, survived with severe injuries. He was in the same car as Diana and Dodi Al-Fayed. His seatbelt helped him survive, but he suffered broken bones and burns. The contrast between his survival and the deaths of Diana and others highlighted how small differences in crash dynamics can decide life or death. Michael Schumacher, skiing accident 2013. On December 29, 2013, Formula One legend Michael Schumacher suffered a severe skiing accident in the French Alps. While skiing off-piste, he fell and struck his head on a rock. Despite wearing a helmet, he suffered traumatic brain injury and was airlifted to a hospital. Schumacher remained in a medically induced coma for months. This incident, while not a car crash, demonstrates how high-speed accidents outside racing can also lead to life-threatening trauma.